Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina wa habibina wa syafina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajmain, amma ba'du. Welcome back to Muslim Story Channel. Today I'm going to tell you a story called Appreciating Allah's Blessing. But before that, make sure you have clicked the button of subscribe of this channel. Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Appreciating Allah's Blessing. Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that the Prophet, may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon him, said, There were 3 Israelites, a vitiligo stricken man, a bald man, and a blind man. In order to test them, Allah sent an angel to them. The angel came to the man afflicted with vitiligo and said, What would you like most? He said, A good complexion and good skin, and riddance of that for which people have considered me unclean. Then the angel passed his hand over him, and his uncleanness disappeared from him, and he acquired a good complexion. Now the angel said, And what would you like most to have? He said, Camels. So he was given a she-camel in her 10th month of pregnancy. He said, May Allah bless it for you. Then the angel came to the bald man and said, What would you like most? He said, Nice hair and riddance of this condition for which people dislike me. Then the angel passed his hand over him, and his baldness disappeared as he acquired a full head of hair. Now the angel said to him, And what would you like to have? He said, Cattle. So he was given a pregnant cow, and he said, May Allah bless it for you. Then the angel came to the blind man and said, What would you like most? He said, That Allah may restore my vision so I might see people. So the angel passed his hand over him, and Allah restored his eyesight. Then the angel said, And what would you like to have? He said, Sheep. So he was given a pregnant ewe. The former 2 animals gave birth, and so did this latter one. Eventually, one of the men had a valley full of camels, one had a valley full of cattle, and one had a valley full of sheep. Then the angel came to the man afflicted with vitiligo in disguise and said, I am a poor man at the end of my rope on my journey, without recourse this day except to Allah and to you. I ask you by the one who gave you a good complexion, good skin, and wealth for a camel, whereby I may make it to the end of my journey. But the man said, I have many obligations. Then the angel said, I seem to know you. Weren't you a man afflicted with vitiligo, shunned by society as unclean, impoverished, and Allah had given to you? He said, I simply inherited this world, ground generation after generation. The angel said, If you were a liar, may Allah restore you to your prior condition. Then the angel came to the man who was bald in disguise and spoke to him as he had to the former man afflicted with vitiligo. And the bald man replied as had the former man afflicted with vitiligo. So the angel said, If you were a liar, may Allah restore you to your prior condition. Then the angels also came to the man who was blind and said, I'm a poor man on the road, at the end of my rope on my journey, with no resort this day but to Allah and to you. I ask you by the one who restored your vision for a ship to tide me over on my way. The man said, I used to be blind, but Allah restored my eyesight. Take whatever you want and leave what you will. For by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will give you no trouble about anything you take today for the sake of Allah. The angel said, keep what you have, for you were only being tested. Allah is pleased with you and displeased with the other two. So, from this story, we learn that appreciating and giving thanks for the blessings that we receive is a huge part of Islam. We should recognize that everything we have is given to us from the bounty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are not deserving of it. Rather, it is a blessing that has been given to us. To keep in mind that this is from Allah is something highly recommended, as it will increase thankfulness and remove pride and arrogance. The story also reminds us of the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon him, in which he said, none of you truly believes in Allah and in his religion until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. Hadis Bukhari and Muslim. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and see you in another video.